January 2021. Britain is in the grips of a second wave of the coronavirus pandemic, and the country is in lockdown. But away from the happenings of the world, in the quiet haven of Islamabad's Surrey, the Khalifa of the time has instructed for preparations to begin for Jalsa Salana 2021.
You've got to remember that this was the peak of our second wave of COVID-19 in the UK. So to hear this whilst experiencing that second wave or the difficulties of the COVID situation was almost, it was mixed feelings. It was like, on one hand, how is it going to be possible? On the other hand, there was a reassurance that Huzur Sayyidahullah himself has said that just prepare for Jalsa Salana. Because Khalifatul Masih had said it, and this is what our teaching is, that Allah Ta'ala blesses the words of Khalifatul Masih, angels come rushing to his aid. So we knew that all we had to do was put in a bit of effort, and with God's grace and Huzur's guidance and prayers, inshallah, you can see that it's coming together nicely, alhamdulillah.
With preparations now well underway for this year's Jalsa, the hearts of Ahmadi Muslims across the UK are yearning to see their beloved Khalifa once again.
For Ahmadi Muslims who haven't seen their Khalifa in person for like almost 2 years, definitely it's going to be, an experience which they probably cannot even describe in words. We're very emotional. And I can only, from personal experience, I've heard Khuddam who, for example, when we were told that it's going to be a limited Jalsa, there will be limited people who will be even doing duties. Khuddam were calling up, they were messaging, they were like, please get our name on there. All we want to do is serve Khalifatul Masih. And they said, put us anywhere, and the external post as well. Just being in the same area where Huzur Sayyidahullah will be, that in itself for them, was like, that's enough for them. And I suppose for the UK Jamaat, it's the first time they've experienced this. But I remember when initially this pandemic started, and Khuddam and messaging, I wrote to Huzur that, it's the first time we feel that how those outside Jamaats feel, that when they don't see Huzur personally for years. And we are experiencing that as the UK Jamaat. I know Khuddam who travelled for miles. I remember in one particular, some Khadim came all the way from Birmingham to Islamabad, and he knew that he couldn't go into Islamabad, but he just stood at the gate, and he was of course anxious about something. He was worried about something, and he had a letter in his hand, and he gave it, and he goes, I know I can't go inside, but I just wanted to hand deliver this letter myself, just to be that close with Huzur.
With the Jalsa taking place in the midst of a global pandemic and after a break of a year, many unique challenges have presented themselves.
Because there's a lot of external outdoor events taking place after a year and a half across the country, so it's very difficult to get hold of marquees, it's very difficult to get hold of all the infrastructure, the site, whatever is needed, because we're putting a village together. And then the other challenge, which I think Huzur has guided us on very well, is that for a year and a half, some people, because they haven't done physical events, we've lost our touch. And Huzur has said, to us that regardless if Jalsa takes place, every year you should be prepared. And Huzur gave the example of Chaudhry Hamidullah Sahib, the late Chaudhry Hamidullah Sahib, who served after Jalsa Salana in Pakistan. Even though there hasn't been a Jalsa since the 80s, Huzur said that they would prepare every year, and Chaudhry Sahib meticulously would prepare as if Jalsa was taking place every year in Pakistan.
Throughout the preparations, the organisers have benefited from the blessed advice and guidance of beloved Huzur at every step of the way.
Every moment is guidance from Huzur. The size of the marquee, where will strategically everything go, accommodation, whether there will be a bazaar, whether there will be exhibitions taking place, how we want people to come in, how we want people to go out. So every little thing has been guided by Huzur. This is Huzur's Jalsa. I remember Huzur specifically saying, Ki ye hamara Jalsa. Huzur kept on referring it to as, this is ours. And when you hear Khalifatul Masih say that, that is indescribable, and you're just a little, part of that. And Huzur's the one that's actually dictating it, and Huzur's the one that's directing all of us. And I think that's what makes it so special and so unique.